Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another car review, and today it's over the V60. So this is a 2020 V60 from Volvo. This looks really good. It's one of the few station wagons, wagons that's still around, and Volvo hit it out the park. I think this is a really good looking car, and I think Volvo just makes overall a really good looking lineup of cars. And the headlights, I really like the headlights, how they just come out as a T and then just shoot over. And the front fascia looks really good, nice, and aggressive, but also not too aggressive for this type of car. And just doing a walk around first right now. And this specific car I'm doing is based at $59,000, so not super expensive, and it's a really good car. Driving it here, it was smooth, and I will talk a bit more about that later on in the video when we get to the driving portion of the video. So this is a cross-country variant, so it's just higher up by a little bit, and it does have off-road mode, so you can go out and hit the trails with this, but not too extreme trails. Alright, so the engine in this car is a 2-liter 4-cylinder. It has 245 horsepower and 238 pound-feet of torque. So it has 250 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque with the MPG city rating of 22 and 30 on the highway. The V60 is also all-wheel drive, and that helps put down the power and help you on like icy conditions or just bad roads overall. So being a wagon, you guys are probably wondering, what's this trunk space? But first, the trunk, the hatch opens up quite high, so you have more than enough room to get in there, get your big things in and out, and just stand up perfectly fine. But the space in here isn't all that bad. And one cool thing that I just noticed is that hatch, so you can access the trunk from the back seats if you want some snacks or something on long car trips. And if you move this out of the way, there's a small hatch right here as well. Just fold this up, and that makes sure that stuff back there won't slide around and whatnot. That's pretty cool, and it just rests right back here. You can lift this up, and there's your spare tire as well. So there is a lot of room back here. There's some nets right here, and a strap right here to put some stuff as well. So you have more than enough room. And if you need more room, if you have like a really big box or some skis or whatnot, and you want to put it in here, you can fold down the rear seats as well. Here are the keys to the Volvo V60, just like any other Volvo key, and it's really high quality, nice leather, nice feel. The unlock, lock, and trunk opener buttons are on the right side. On the left side is the panic button, and the Volvo badge right here, and it feels really nice, high quality key. So here is your gauge cluster. Everything's all digital, and you can see on your speedometer on your left, it shows the speed limit, and then it shows a red line. That red line is telling you where the speed limit is at on the speedometer, and if you go above it, or whenever the speed limit changes, that speed limit sign on the bottom will flash for a little bit, telling you, hey, it's a new speed zone, or you're speeding. In the center part of the infotainment center, it tells you what doors open, close it, and it will also stay open for a little bit longer when you first turn on the car, telling you who is buckled in and who isn't. And it showed that I was red, so it meant that I'm sitting in that chair, and it meant that I am not buckled in as well. It has this infotainment center. Everything is really good. You can swipe, you can play with a bunch of different stuff. Here is the backup camera. It's really nice. It tells you your trajectory as well, and there's different options. You can really play around with this as well. from the looks of it, this model only has the rear view camera, while the XC90 had surround camera 360 display as well. But this is your home button right down here. Click it, you can head back, and you can have just a bunch of different stuff going on all at the same time. But this is a Volvo, so everything in here is really nice touch. It's a nice luxurious feel, really nice soft touch leather. Everything feels high quality and feels like it's worth every cent of this car. And I do agree with it. Everything has like a metallic, has like a metal finish or a nice smooth leather. And it's just a nice high quality. And you can tell they put a lot of time into designing this car. Alright, so this doesn't have a start stop button, it has a start stop lever. Alright, so just turn it once, and it turns on all the electronics. Put your foot on the brake, turn it again. It starts up the car, and turn it again to shut it off. So it does have an area to close it as well. All nice wood. Feels nice, high quality in your hands. Open up the center console. The center console isn't very big, but it's a decent size, but it's not massive. It is your glove box, and it's a good size normal glove box. Alright, so your windows are one touch automatic for all 4 windows, so that is really nice. And here's your mirror. You just click what side you want to change, and then you can use this very small lever. I really actually do not like that. It's just too small for me, and I would like some a bit bigger, like you get in a normal car, but this is just a bit too small for me. Alright, now it's in the back of the V60, and it has 2 back pouches, and it has its own climate control as well. You have vents right here and vents right over here on the pillar, so the back people back here will get adequate amount of air. And they can also control it themselves by back here messing around with that. And just pull down this armrest. There's just a storage cubby right here. No cup holders in it, unfortunately. You can probably fit one down here in the door, but it can't be very big. So that's one bad thing about back here. And right back here is your cubby. One cool thing about the armrest is you can click this and it opens up to some more storage area. So it's like a very small center console for the rear seats. Now while we're back here at the rear seats, I do have a good amount of leg room. Not bad at all. I can sit back here for a good amount of time for a nice car trip. And looking at the back of the headrest, they do look a bit weird, but also cool at the same time. And the seats back here are quite comfortable. And they do have their own nice little reading lights back here as well for either side. The back doors also have 2 speakers on them. So that is actually really cool, and you can unlock and lock the doors back here as well. So that's really cool. They only get 1 charger port, so I would get that one from Walmart that has 2 outlets in it that you can charge 2 phones at once. So the 2 people sitting back here, can charge their phones at the same time and not fight and bicker about who gets it. So one cool thing I just noticed is down here on the seats next to where you can control the seats, you can also control it in here as well. And then there's buttons in it, and you can control that, or you can bring it back up, and it controls that area. So right now it's getting a bit more firm and it's moving, so that's pretty cool actually. They can control all that, so you can get a lot of movement in your seats. Now let's go and take this for a drive. Alrighty, so now we're driving the V60 And I hope you guys can see me all right. This is the first time actually driving with the GoPro set up like this and whatnot. So I hope you guys can see me. It does have different drive modes. So first of all, so let me get to a standstill right here. That truck is coming my way. But just down here by the start stop, just come down, click all right, and let's floor it. So this thing does get up and go. It's not the fastest vehicle we've done, but it does get up and go. You can feel the shifts in it as well. Let's put it back into comfort mode, everyday use, and let's see how fast. That still gets up and goes in the like dynamic mode. Not dynamic. Dynamic is a sport mode really in this car, but comfort mode is the everyday use. It still gets up and goes. So let's turn around, and that was coming. So this is a very comfortable ride. So now I'm back in comfort mode. This is a quite comfortable ride. The steering wheel is nice, and there's 2 bumps on the steering wheel, and sometimes people drive like this or drive like this, and that's where you can put your thumbs. And in some higher up cars, those are the horns, but in this one it's not the horn, so you can keep your hands here as well. And it's a very smooth ride. This does have a bunch of safety features, and there's lights on the mirrors, and that tells you whenever a car is coming up as well. So now I'm on my way back to the dealership, and while I'm talking about the dealership, huge shout out to Volvo Fort Wayne, Tom Kelly Volvo, I should say. They're super awesome people. Tom Kelly, they're a really good brand. They're the ones who let me actually do my very first car review over the GT350 last year. That was a blast. That was a fun car, and now I'm out here doing Volvos with them, and eventually going to be doing BMW with them and whatnot. So huge shout out to Tom Kelly Volvo. Their link will be in the description down below for you guys to go check them out. Going over a little bit bumps, and it's not rough at all. You just glide right over the bumps. And this is actually the very first wagon I've driven, and I drive a 2016 Subaru Legacy, and this feels like a sedan. All right, I mean, it's just a little bit longer than a sedan, but it feels pretty much the same. You don't feel super long, even though it is longer. So now heading out to the main road, and this road is a little bit bumpy, especially where I'm at right now, and you just glide right over the bumps. And this isn't even in off-road mode. This is in comfort mode, everyday use. Yeah, it's quite quiet. It's very quiet in here actually. Everything, it's a very quiet cabin noise. You do hear the engine a little bit, especially if you get on it. And other than that, you actually the loudest thing in here is your hands going over the steering wheel. All right, so that is fantastic. The seats are very comfortable on the bumpy roads, and it's just comfortable overall. So you can take a good nap on a car trip. Putting it into back up, and the rear view camera is crystal clear. You talked about it a little bit earlier, but man, this is very clear. I love how clear this is. Sparking it up right here. All right, that's the end of the driving portion. Alrighty, so I'm on my GoPro again because my camera battery on my main camera died again. But that would be the end of this car review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, shout out to Tom Kelly Volvo for handing me this car for this video. It was a blast. They're super friendly people, and they did just get a new showroom. So it is a very beautiful showroom. here in Fort Wayne. But this car is up for sale here at Volvo, at Tom Kelly Volvo. So the link will be down in the description down below if you are interested in. But that would be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe as well for more cool videos such as car reviews and just driving around in cool cars to come. But as always, adios, chat.